What's going on, Taurus? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to your collective Taurus reading. At this point, I really do hope that you have had the most amazing day, or you're having the most amazing day, getting ready to have the most amazing day, depending on what time you are seeing this video. We are coming in and we're going to do a collective message for you all with two decks. First being the tarot deck, the Thoth tarot deck, and then we also have the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck that we're going to pull from. Both of my favorites, okay? Do keep in mind that these messages are general messages, or they're collective messages, so they may or may not resonate with everyone. However, if you at some point feel that you may need more assistance, clarification, guidance, support, or anything of that nature with your own personal energy, please do make sure that you click the link in the description area and you book your session or your service through there, okay? Now, with that being said, I am ready to get into y'all message. Let's go ahead and get into it. All thanks and praise to the Most High. You know their hearts and you know their situations. We ask that you give Taurus the cards that they need in order for them to be able to receive the message at hand with an open mind and an open heart. I ask that you give me the words to be able to articulate this message as best as possible, as well as clear anything standing in the way of their clarification, confirmation, transformation, and healing at this time. Ashe. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Spirit, is there anything else that we have for Taurus in this deck? Thank you. Oh, a lot of mindset stuff going on here. Spirit, is there anything else that we have for Taurus that needs to come out of this deck? Thank you. Okay, no facial expressions. No facial expressions. Spirit, is there anything else? Okay, hold on. Thank you. Okay, let's get started. Taurus. I don't know if this is even, you got so much, like so many swords that are here. So it's a whole bunch of air energy that could possibly be around you. But let's go ahead and get into this message real quick one time, okay? The first card up is the Six of Swords in reverse. No shade, like no hard feelings in a sense, but they like, listen, you don't know it all. Like, obviously you don't know it all, because if you knew it all, you wouldn't be in a position to where you thought you had to figure something out if you knew it already. Does that make sense? I don't know. It's almost like a smart aleck, or, you know how somebody will be like, Miss Know-It-All or Mr. Know-It-All, like you think you know everything. And some of you probably have even heard, like, you think you know everything. Just because you feel like you know something based on your experience doesn't necessarily mean that's what it is for everybody. And even if you like have taken some type of, you've taken something from somewhere else, it's all about perspective and perception. Excuse me. It's all about perspective and perception. So they're really calling you out on that right now. You being called out. I don't know if you need to probably like humble yourself a little bit more. And that's not in a bad way. Like, I kid you not, it's not a bad thing. But some things you just don't know, right? They're giving me the visual right now of like you getting into it with somebody, or having a disagreement with somebody because you feel like, say for instance, you've seen somebody do something and you're saying they did it for one reason, but they're telling you they did it for another reason. Just because you feel like they did it for that one reason doesn't necessarily mean they didn't do it for the reason that they said. For instance, and I don't know why this always pops up, like, somebody can lie to you about something and you'll be like real in your feelings about it, like pissed off, irritated, ready to beat somebody up, all type of shit, right? But like that person may just really have an issue with lying because of their fears. They're afraid. They've been humiliated before. They've been abused in some type of way, shape, or form before. So now this has just become like second nature to them. And although you may not see it that way, and you like, well, they still don't gotta lie. Like, yeah, to you, like you may feel like they don't have to lie to you, but you can very much so be triggering them back into that space, like as to the reason why they lie, if that makes sense. You get what I'm explaining? Not saying that you have to tolerate it, not one bit. Just bring it into your awareness that just because you're like, oh, you lying because you don't love me, or you're lying because something, I don't know, whatever. That may not be the reason. Even though that could be your experience and what you know to be true for yourself, like it may not be that. It could be something totally different. And again, I'm not justifying the toxic shit if there's anything involved like that. Just, giving you another perspective of what it means to not know it all, if that makes sense. You also have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So even outside of individuals, like Spirit be sending you signs, Spirit be sending you messages, and you be real dismissive to it. And I know that probably sound like, what, I be dismissive? Like, no, I don't. Like, maybe what you think is the sign that you're supposed to be taking is not necessarily the sign, because with the Six of Swords in reverse coming out first, right before the Knight of Wands, it's like you think you know it all, and Spirit is trying to show you something different, right? Spirit is trying to show you something different, and it has a lot to do with, the way you think about, for lack of better words, your past. And I'm saying it has a lot to do with like your past, because this Ten of Swords pops up, and this Ten of Swords indicates like pulling thoughts from the past into the present and then projecting them into your future. And you do that often. Like you run towards that energy. You run towards the energy of basing things off of your past towards, and I'm not sure that's the healthiest thing for you to do. It feels like for real, a journal, some shadow work, those uncomfortable conversations. It's a number of different methods that you can utilize in order for you to help yourself, right? There are people out there to also assist you, whether it's therapy, whether it's some type of a spiritual mentor or a coach or a group or whatever it is. But it's time for you to start like really paying attention to what Spirit is saying to you and how to do things, opposed to you obviously like wanting to do it your own way so much. Because if your way has not worked thus far, and you probably like, well, it's working good enough. Well, is it really? Like, is it for real? Like, be for real, right? I do know, like, I do understand, and overstand with this Eight of Swords being here, that things can get complicated, and it could be like distracting and discouraging, and it could be like, I'm over this shit, like, I just give up. Everything that I try is not working. But you really got to understand, and I love showing this card because I can break, like when I break this card down, it does something different to my spirit, okay? So you may have like these two big swords, which seem to be the problem at hand. And even though Spirit is giving you God, source, the universe, whomever, whatever, right? Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, whatever you associate any high vibrational energy with, because it's presenting you with something, they're giving you like little small pieces to the puzzle, right? And you're looking at it on the first hand, like at first glance, you like, this shit ain't gonna work. Like, these are big ass problems. And so this little bitty solution, like this is what, and you feel like, Spirit ain't looking out for you. But you're not realizing that those little solutions that you're being given, those little solutions, you can put them together and then they'll be just about as powerful or just as strong and powerful as the problems, at least to stop them from getting any stronger or pushing any further up. You know what I mean? So listen, the best thing that I can tell you to do with the energy that has presented itself towards is to pay attention. Like, pay attention. I'm really having like this sharp pain in the back of my left shoulder, kind of speak. Don't know if that's for anybody, if that resonates with anybody, but I'm really feeling it. And I haven't felt that all day doing anybody else's reading. Spirit, is there anything in this deck that we need for Taurus? You know their hearts and you know their situations. Can you please give us the cards that we need in order for them to be able to receive the message at hand with an open mind and an open heart? Thank you. What'd I tell you? See? I be knowing what I be knowing, what I be knowing, what I be knowing. Solutions that you have for Taurus. We want to get at least 2 more out of this deck if possible. And there they are. And they both came out like with each other. I be wanting them to fly out. I just don't be wanting them to like fall on the floor. So you got victim, you got workaholic, and you got joy. Okay. Victim, which is like, stop playing the victim. Like, you are the one responsible for your environment at this point, especially if you're an adult, right? You're the one who's pretty much responsible of who you're surrounding yourself with, who you're staying around, who you're keeping around, what you're tolerating or not, the conversations that you are not having, right? You're so busy working on like all these other things that you're not really paying attention with this workaholic card showing up to what you like, working on the things that actually make you feel good or feel better, right? That can be a lot of, why you're so caught up in this energy of being in your mind all the time. You got some energy, like do something with that energy, create something with it. Poems, short stories, paintings, quotes of the day, like get creative with your hands. I don't know, but when you do that, look what comes afterwards. Right? Joy is what you seek. So why not allow yourself to tap into it? Because you are so busy being in your headspace. Too busy, for one, being in your headspace. Well, too busy for that matter, okay? Yeah, you just like, they say when you know better, you do better, right? So now that you've gotten this reading or you've received this message, now it's time for you to start making certain shifts, for you to start doing things in a different way instead of running to what you've always ran to, like running to the same results or the similar results or, the similar way of doing things over and over and over, or the similar way of thinking about things, which ultimately or eventually put you in a position to do things the same way. But it's really all starting in your thought process. And that's what you have to get under control, sort of, kind of speak, okay? Because again, like I said, it's no shade. You don't know it all. I don't even know it all, and I'm not showing up wanting to act like I do. I definitely know that for where I am, there is somebody above and beyond that can assist me with getting into the next best version of myself, right? Excuse me, because I only know what I've learned or what I know right now, and even what I know may not be really what I know, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. So we're just going to leave this message here before it goes take a turn to the left, okay? Taurus, pay attention to what Spirit is showing up and what Spirit is telling you. You don't have to constantly keep on running back into those thoughts of, I got it. Like, I'll figure it out. Like, it's all good. Because, like, you really complicating it. And then you want to make yourself the victim after the fact. And it's like, no, baby, you're not a victim. And if you want to be the victim, it's not the victim of anything or anybody else outside of yourself. So please do start paying attention, working on putting your energy into the things that actually bear you more fruit, more happiness, more peace, more joy, because you deserve that. Your messages, again, will be dropped on Tuesdays. You can check in, tap in for your elemental messages on Fridays. I definitely appreciate you if you have stayed thus far. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to you later. Peace.